I love how you have the option to leave the meeting once you find out it's being recorded. It could be rude.
And you know what? I think about all the, because you just get so comfortable on Zoom that you just,
Yeah.
you know, it's not like you're being careful with your words and all of a sudden you're like, oops, that was recorded.
Right.
Anyway, okay.
Rest is good news, right?
Yeah.
I put up my first for sale sign today.
Congratulations.
Fantastic. Where is it? Where's your listing?
You're not gonna like it. McDonough. It's a long drive.
I'm gonna tell you, Lorinda, when I first got started, I live in Alpharetta, or lived in Alpharetta, and I sold homes in Peachtree City. I sold homes in Fayetteville. And I can tell you, you do what you have to do, but it's not great when all of your clients call you and they're like, hey, can you come list my house? And you're like, dang, it's an hour and a half away.
Yeah, now I have referrals from somebody that I, had listed their house maybe. Yeah, I can see it becoming a problem. Yeah, but I'll just have to pick and choose when I'm financially stable enough to do so.
Yeah, and what you can do is you can have a referral agent down there that that you can say, I'll be your up here agent, you be the south agent.
Okay.
And then give each other business. So that's fantastic. Good job. Anybody else want to share anything?
Not yet.
Okay, well, I'm just going to share that I had a lifetime quota of gravy. So just so you know, I'm probably not going to eat gravy for the rest of my life. It was so good. That was my good thing. So I realized I need to cut back on I'm just going to say I thoroughly enjoyed every bit of it, but I ate salad today for lunch. So that's my good thing.
I hear you.
Okay,
I'm only laughing because I had salad yesterday and I plan to have salad again tonight because I too probably overdid it.
So I have to tell you, so this is interesting, and this is off topic, but it's interesting that in the cool weather, like in the spring, greens grow, and greens are very detoxing because we've eaten more heavily during the winter. So it's kind of a natural order of things.
Oh.
Yeah, which is kind of interesting. So you get a lot of fresh greens in the spring. Okay, so you all asked for FSBOs and expired scripts and role play. And I'm just going to say who would like to be the seller, who would like to be the agent. And he or she who speaks up first gets to choose. And
I'll be the person that's the FSBO.
Okay, good. And then who wants to be the agent? And I'm gonna just can everybody get to the PC drive right now? If you look up in your email productivity coaching.
Oh shoot.
I'll be the agent.
Oh, good, Larry. Thank you. So if you look up productivity, you know what? I'll just share my screen. How about that?
Okay.
And let's see here. So Larry, you can just read right off the script. And then you're gonna, when Lorinda gives an answer that maybe isn't on the script, we're gonna work on that. So this is the safe zone. I'm just gonna say kudos for stepping up. So here we go. Okay, so it would start with ring, ring, ring.
Hello?
Okay, Larry, you're on. Can you see that?
Yes, wait. I'm the smaller font, right?
You're all the font. So it's just kind of mirror and match their tonality. So if she's bright and shiny, you're going to kind of be high.
Oh, that's me. Hello, thank you for taking my phone call. Okay, gotcha. All right.
Yeah, that's you.
Let's start over. I'm sorry, Lorinda. Let's go.
Okay. Hello.
Hello, thank you for taking my phone call.
Oh yeah, well, who is this?
Oh, I'm Larry. Oh, when are you? I'm sorry. I wanted to come on with natural. I'm Larry. When are you selling your house?
Make sure you identify yourself as an agent.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I see it over there.
Let me
Okay.
see if there might be another FSBO script that has that a little bit more laid out clearly. Let me just get there.
Yeah, that's a little weird format, huh?
Oh, yeah.
that's
Go back to the
much
other one. Can you
easier.
go back to the other one?
Okay, here we go. This is good. Can you see that one?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
Okay, you just read this one straight from. So ring ring.
Hello.
Hello, thank you for taking my call. This is Larry with Keller Williams.
Hey.
Hey, I'm certain by now you know your house has show up.
Sorry,
as
this
an
is expired.
Oh.
Is that okay? Can we just do expired?
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
but keep going, Larry. Sorry.
Okay, so real quick, I'm sorry. So you want me to read this all the way through before I give her a chance to talk?
So just let it go naturally, just like you would on the phone. If you were talking to somebody and she said, if you said, hey, this is Larry Cushenberry with Keller Williams, and she said, oh, hi, you go, hi, how are you? You just be natural with it, and
Oh, gotcha.
and as you practice this, it'll get better and better. So for now, just kind of go with the flow, and these are just the points you want to touch on.
Okay, gotcha. Absolutely. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Action.
Ring.
Hello.
Hello, thank you for taking my call. This is Larry with Keller Williams.
Oh yeah, I've been getting a lot of calls from realtors lately.
Oh yeah, I can completely understand. Well, I'm certain that you know by now your house is on the MLS, showed up as expired.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and undoubtedly I'm calling to see what you plan to do with it.
Well, I think you're supposed to keep talking, right?
Yeah.
I'm
That's
calling
what I'll
to
be
see
doing.
when you plan to hire the right agent or something.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'll be doing. I'm talking to them in real life. I'll be stumbling and stuff. I know someone will be laughing at me.
It's
No,
a pause,
nobody's
right?
laughing. Trust me.
No.
Larry, we are not laughing. We have
Oh no,
all
I'm not
been
talking.
there.
I'm not talking
trust
about you. I'm talking about when this is how I actually am when I'm talking to the actual people. I'm like, I know they be laughing at me sometimes.
You have a more sincere approach though. You don't sound like a salesperson, so that's good.
Yeah, that's my approach. That's the approach I want to take.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay. All right.
Do you want, so not that I'm perfect at this, but do you want me to do an example to start with?
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
Candace, if you want, I'll run through it too. If you want an example, I
Okay.
don't mind.
Yeah,
Okay.
I follow you.
So it's up to
I
you all.
think-
Melissa, you want to be the agent for a minute?
That would be good.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay. Ring, ring, ring.
Hello.
Hey, thanks so much for taking my call. This is Melissa from Keller Williams Realty Consultants. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. I'm sure you know by now that your house has shown up on the MLS as an expired listing.
Oh yeah,
I'm sure
we've
you've gotten
like
25 phone calls today.
yeah, more like 80.
Hey, well, there's thousands of us in Atlanta, so if that's how many people are doing their job today, then I guess I have a good chance here.
That makes me laugh. Yeah, so
Well, I'm calling since I specialize in homes that didn't sell the first time, and I was considering maybe when we could get together for 15 minutes or so I could show you what I could maybe do for you and how I get houses sold.
So what's different about what you would do than another agent? Or here, I'll do this one. Script number one. No, I'm gonna stay with the same agent. Can you see that script?
Yeah, but I'm just reading it over real quick. That's great. So what I'm hearing you say is that you feel obligated possibly to stay with your last agent since they invested so much time and money in your home. Is that maybe correct?
Yeah. They it's not their fault the house didn't sell, right?
Well, Mr. Seller, you don't owe me anything, and you don't owe them, and you don't really owe them anything. But what you do owe to yourself is the very best in the situation. It certainly wouldn't hurt to hear what I do to get homes sold, would it?
No, I guess but I probably will stay with the same agent. Or you could go to the second thing, I think.
Sure, I completely understand. Let me ask you a quick question. If you stay with the same agent, what are you going to do this time differently, maybe that you didn't do last time?
I think it's they. What are they going to do differently this time that they didn't do last time?
Oh, sorry. Okay, yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay.
What is your agent going to do differently this time than they did last time?
I don't know. I guess I need to ask them that.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, I hope you don't take this the wrong way. I actually heard it from one of my clients, Albert Einstein. He said that doing the same thing and expecting different results is the definition of insanity.
Wait, are you calling me insane? If somebody said that to me, that's what I would say.
I mean, we all have our moments, don't we?
That'll go over real well, Melissa.
Good turnaround. Okay, Larry, you want to take the next one? So Lorinda, you want to be the one who says I'm taking it off the market. Larry, you go ahead and read this script.
Oh, okay. This is good because I just had this conversation with somebody and I was like, okay, sir, thanks. I'll call you later.
Yeah, we like to get off the phone. We like to make
Oh,
those
yeah.
phone calls and have a reason to get
Cannot
off the
take it.
phone.
Yeah. Okay. This is good for me.
Okay, so you just can start there.
All right. Go ahead, Larry.
Okay.
Taking it off the market and
Decided to
decided
take
to
my
stay.
house off the market because I decided to stay in the house.
I see. Just out of curiosity, if you did sell, where would you be moving to?
Oh, well, you know, that's the reason I took it off is because I have another house and I'm just doing repairs on it. And I was thinking about moving in while we were doing the repairs. Now I'm going to stay in this house until the repairs are done and just be easier that way. And it's in Smyrna.
Wow. Was that important?
Why
Dang,
was
see,
that important?
Or you
Why
could say
is that
why,
important?
or you could say why Smyrna? Why Smyrna?
Oh, that's a good idea.
Wow, why Smyrna?
Smyrna, because it's just an up and coming area that we've been wanting to move to. We bought the house a while back and we hope to get in there by spring.
So Larry, what I'm
Okay.
hearing is that they have a home they're living in, but they have a home that they've bought, they're doing repairs on that they want to move to. So why wouldn't they want to sell? I would ask more questions about that.
Oh yeah, see, that's active listening. I gotta focus on that. Okay.
So would you be able to talk about the market and how hot it is right now and how you could use the equity that you get off the market to start putting more repairs toward the house that you want to stay in Smyrna? And if you wait too long, possibly the market could crash, now's the best time to sell. I don't know. When would you say all that?
So before I would get into that, I would ask a lot of questions because that's me. That's what I was talking about this morning on the call, that you can lose a listing by being the agent that goes in and just information dumps, right?
Yeah.
People want to be listened to. So the secret sauce of real estate, I'll give you the 2 secret sauces of real estate is show up and be engaged in anything the office has. And 2 is ask questions and listen. So I would want to know more about why she doesn't want to take her home off the market. Maybe it's that they can't move in until repairs are done. Maybe they're just, I would find out more about that before you start giving her information that might or might not apply.
Yeah, I was just curious. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I probably wouldn't talk about all that until I had an appointment.
Sure.
I'd probably say something like, sounds like we need to meet.
Yeah.
After I ask the questions and they express some things like, well, if I could show you some strategies that, would help you to be able to do everything that you want to do, would that be worth 30 minutes of your time? Good. Sounds like we should meet. Okay.
Nice.
Larry, so you go ahead and just ask her some questions and think about, just think about who she is and what she's told you so far. You've got a little bit of data right now. She's got a home in Smyrna she's doing repairs on, and they've got a home and they've taken it off the market because it didn't sell the first time, which probably means that they wanted to sell the first time. So I would ask some questions around that.
Okay. So why do you think your home didn't sell the first time?
Oh, I just feel like I wasn't very available. have a small baby, so I didn't really accept a lot of appointments to see the house. And now it's been months and I'm just tired of it.
Okay,
What?
well, I'm sorry.
ahead.
Go,
No, you go ahead. You're doing good.
okay. Dang, I'm sorry, Candace. I froze up. Okay.
So she told you she had a baby. So you can say, oh, you can start asking questions about the baby. That's relationship building, because if she brought up the baby, that gives you permission to ask, whoa, what's your baby? Would you have a boy or a girl? How old? What's the name? You know, what's his or her name?
Okay, but I can ask you a quick question, Candace.
Sure.
Because, what I battle with is like being genuine. So it's like I want to, if this makes sense, like I know my overall goal is to, get her to sign the BBA, but like how do I stay genuine without? Because I mean I want to hear about a baby, but I mean I want her to sign. So like, does that make sense?
So change your overall goal from wanting her to sign a seller listing agreement to wanting to help her. And the only way you can find out how to help her is to ask enough questions so that you know what's important to her. And it might be that the best course of action for her is to take it off the market and wait, but you can build that relationship for future business. Does that make sense?
Oh yes, absolutely.
So when I say things about, well, I said, yeah, so it's hard to accept a lot of appointments because, it's interrupting our family life and we have a small baby. So I've just decided to just stay here. And then when I'm ready to move, when the house is all reconstructed in Smyrna, I'll do my sale then.
So do you mind if I ask you a couple of questions, Lorinda?
Sure.
Okay. So did you have a lot of showings on your home when it was on the market?
Well, this was the first sale by owner also, by the way, that decided he was going to expire his own listing. But
Okay.
so yeah, I had like 3 or 4 people come by, even got an offer that was at my asking price. But then I thought to myself, I don't know, maybe this neighborhood is worth more than I listed it for. So I didn't accept that offer.
Did anyone help you with a market analysis?
Yeah, I mean, I had the appraiser come and he told me that the house was worth 225. So that's what I put on the market for.
Okay. Okay. And so when is your home in Smyrna going to be ready?
In the spring, and we're really going to just work hard to get it ready by spring, like April.
What's important about that spring deadline for you and your family?
My wife, she's just really like pushing me to get it done. She loves that house and wants to move into the house and wants to get out of this house.
Okay. So that probably means that it'll be a little happier life when you get into your new home.
Happy wife, happy life. Yeah,
I was just gonna say that, right? Happy life. So if I could help you with some strategies, now I can't do anything to speed up the renovation of your home, but if I could help you with some strategies to minimize the showing and to maybe get you some multiple offers that would, or to help you have enough reach that you can have more people making offers on your home, would that be of interest to you?
Yeah, I mean, I guess if I could raise the selling price, then maybe that could help me do my renovations. But I don't know. I mean, I don't know why the appraiser would tell me 225 if it's worth more than that.
Yeah, so appraisal is a factor in a home, in home sales, but there are ways around the appraisal if your desire is to have more and a buyer is willing to pay that. So part of what we do is we help people to understand the different strategies that can be used and the different options that they have. So is that something that would be of interest to you to find out more about?
Yeah, for sure. I would like to know more about that for the spring when it's time for me to really put this thing on the market.
Yeah, well, it sounds like we should probably meet. So is the weekend better for you, or days? Do you work during the days or evenings?
Yeah, I work. I'll be available like after 5:30 on the weekday or on a Sunday.
Okay, whichever. I've got, let's see, I've got Thursday at 6 and I've got Saturday at 10:30.
Yeah, let's not do Saturday. Let's do Thursday at 6.
Okay, that sounds good. I'll see you then. In the meantime,
Okay.
I'll text you all my information so you have it all, okay?
Oh, okay. That's a good
Okay.
idea. Okay,
I look
thanks.
forward to seeing you then.
All right. Have a good one.
Thank you too. So now I found out that I found out a whole bunch of information, right? I found out that her wife is pushing her to move, and that means that she's probably having some conversations about that are not fun. I heard her say that if she could get more for her house, she could speed up the renovations, right? Did anybody
Yeah.
else hear? Did anybody else hear that? So that might mean that she could move before spring. I heard that she has spring in her mind. Also, that lets me know that there's a conversation around, hey, did you know you'll have less competition if you can list it before the spring, right? So I've got a strategy right there for helping her understand an option. I can also talk to her about having a wide enough reach to have enough buyers so that there are multiple offers. I also need to go take a look at the home and assess the condition, right? But the most important thing is you've got a meeting, so you've got your foot in the door so you can start building that relationship. And even if it is next spring, you can provide value periodically until she's ready to list her home. So that cements you as the listing agent.
Okay. That's good.
Anybody
I
have
mean,
questions? Go ahead.
I was at the house, so that's good information. So to know that I was already there, so now I can send some things
Yes.
periodically about
Yeah,
the market.
absolutely. Let him know what's going on in his neighborhood.
Okay.
Is it a him or a her?
It's a him.
Yeah, let him know what's going on in his neighborhood. And you can say, you can ask those questions all along the way. You don't have to do it in one sitting, right?
Yeah.
If you've gotten nervous and you've forgotten to ask a lot of questions, you can just text back and say, oh, by the way, I had a few more questions. I was thinking about you and I had a few more questions. People
Okay.
like that. So don't feel like, oh God,
I'll bug this guy again.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Anybody have any questions around that? Good job, Larry. Good job, Melissa. Good job, Lorenda.
Appreciate you. I did have a question, Candace, because you sound like a seasoned vet, and you just was so slow to respond. And real quick, the Bible talk about that: be quick to listen and slow to speak. So, how do you get over like the nervousness to where you can actually, you're actively listening, that way you can respond to what they actually say?
Practice. If you go on 30 for sale by owner appointments, or you call 30 for sale by owners, by the 30th one, it's become you. So you just say, I might use the script in the very beginning as a starting point, and there might be points in it that I absolutely love, but at some point I'm gonna veer off the script and create my own script. It's like one of my famous sayings when I go on a listing appointment, and depending on who the people are, if they're warm, fuzzy people, I'm going to say to them, there's a couple of things I'll say. And one is that I just want you to know, you can't know this about me right now, but I'm going to treat you and your transaction as if you were my family. And I treat my family really well because I care about them. And so you can't say that with everybody. Some people will be like, what's that kind of salesy stuff? But it's not salesy. I mean it, but I just reserve who I'm going to say that to. But that's a closer for a lot of warm, fuzzy people. They're like, wow, that's what I wanted to hear, because that's what, when I go to the doctor myself, I'll be like, if I were your mother, what would you advise? I always say that because I don't want them just to prescribe what my insurance says I can have. And I don't want to have prescriptions if I can do something natural. So I always say that. So my translation of that is making them feel like, hey, I'm going to take care of you as if you're a family member. And another thing I would say, like Melissa said, you see, I specialize in houses that didn't sell for the first time. I specialize, and I'm going to emphasize it, I specialize in houses that didn't sell for the first time. I'm going to read this and make it mine. I'm going to read it like like I'm auditioning for a role in the best movie ever, and I'm going to make it so that it's good to listen to, right? You see, I specialize in houses that didn't sell the first time. Even the best houses don't sell the first time, and it just takes a new approach sometimes and new ideas, like the ones I used to get homes sold. When could I stop by and spend 15 minutes with you and show you why so many homeowners, I wouldn't probably say so many homeowners choose me, and show you how I can help you? That's probably how I would word that. That would be my script. When could I stop by and spend 15 minutes with you and show you how I can help you? And I might even, if I dug down deep into that script, I might even find a way to take the word I out of it.
That's wonderful.
So just make it always about them. So take these scripts, make them, that's what I would say is take these scripts. Somebody wrote these because it worked for them, but we're all different and our approaches are different. There might be somebody who's just, I'll tell you a story of an expired listing. I was at a Georgia RIA meeting. That's Georgia Real Estate and Investors Organization. And they had a guest speaker, and he had sold, I don't know, umpteen number of homes as a realtor before he became an investor. And he was talking about how he worked with expired. He would get to the office at 7:30, and he called this expired listing at 7:30, and the man on the phone goes, "Why in the heck are you calling me so early?" And he goes, "Do you realize your home's been off the market 7.5 hours? Time to get it back on the market. You're wasting time." And he sold it. I mean, he got that listing and he sold it because he was bold, and that was his style. His style was very bold. Some people's my style is more sincere, like yours, Larry. Other people are more factual, and more business-like. So we each have our own style, and there's no right or wrong way. It's just taking the script and I'd write it out and I'd say, does that feel right for me to say that? No, it probably doesn't feel right for me to say that. So I'll get out a thesaurus, or I'll rewrite it in a couple of ways, and I'll bounce it off somebody to see how it sounds.
Oh, that's wonderful. Can you email me those scripts? I'm sorry to cut you off.
They're actually in the drive, and I'll show you this. If you go to, give me 1 second. If you go to PC, Bill's email, it's full of good information, and it doesn't get read enough. So here is the email. He's not sending it out as regularly because he's not getting as.
Is it on the PC?
It's this.
The resources?
Yeah. So the access to the drive is right down here, Google Drive. Can you see that? You just click here. I also want to point out that right here, there's a systems tool. If you could do anything for yourself getting started, it would be to have your systems in place before you get busy, because then it's like, oh my gosh, I don't have time. I don't have time to hire anybody. And I don't have systems in place. And so your life is just chaos. So take a moment right here to complete this questionnaire. It's just going to ask you some questions like, this is just informational. So this is going to be your top priority for 2022. What are you willing to sacrifice? What recommendations do you have for productivity coaching? Here's your year-to-date sales volume. For many of you who are new, it's going to be 0. Don't worry about that. And then back here, just email Bill when you finish the questionnaire. Email Bill and ask him for the systems document. I would put that on my to-do list for this week, because then when we're in coaching, if you're in coaching with me or Bill, we can go over that with you. But down here, to find the scripts, if you go right here, I'm just going to type in FSBO. I dislike these words, by the way. Some of you that know me a little while know that I don't want anybody to call me a FSBO. Even if I am a FSBO, I don't want anybody to refer to me as a FSBO. I want them to refer to me as somebody who wants to sell my house by myself. But we have these acronyms for, whatever. And I certainly don't want anybody to ever call me expired. That just doesn't sound good, right? But anyway, here's some different scripts you can look up. And then here's expired's favorite scripts. So you can just type in expired's or FSBO. Okay.
Is there a spot on here for a seller net sheet? I was searching a lot today, and I found one of somebody else's from Keller Williams in Florida or something, but I couldn't find it.
So good question. Let me see if I can find mine.
Sorry, I know it's off topic, but since you were right in there, I thought maybe it would be quick.
This is a mastermind, so there's nothing off topic.
Oh, okay.
Where'd it go?
Donnie, you look tired.
I am. I've been up since 4.
Oh,
Me
Don.
too.
Yeah. How are you not tired? Yeah. I've been up since 4, out all day.
Okay.
Work,
I've been
reports.
taking in the caffeine, man.
Yeah, I need to. Yeah. Usually I'm upbeat and hyper, as some of y'all probably know.
Yeah, I remember
still-
that from last class. last thing.
You still ask really great questions.
Yep.
So here's the one that I developed. There's a much more in-depth one in FMLS that you can use, but this is simply the one that I use. It doesn't even have formulas in it. It's just got what the sales price is, what the repairs, this is all, the red is all seller paid things, prorated taxes, and I show them down here how I arrive at the prorated taxes.
And
And
the
then what I
marketing
do-
fee is the 6%.
Yeah, for sellers, I call the commission a marketing fee.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, for buyers, it's a commission. And they'll see on their listing agreement, it's called commission. And so if they have any questions, I go, I call it a marketing fee because the bulk of what I earn goes for marketing. And then I total this, and I subtract this from this, and that's their approximate net.
Okay.
Okay, so I can send this to you, or I can post it in the drive one way or the other.
Oh, Drive would be great if you don't
Okay.
mind, then other people can get at it.
Okay, I just have to
You can
figure out. how to
also
do it.
YouTube, I don't know if you're good with Excel or not, but you can YouTube like seller's net sheet in Excel. And
Oh.
the formulas you can type into each box to where you fill it in. I took an Excel class in college and made my life a lot easier.
Yeah.
You can literally just autofill everything to where any number you put, it's going to change the whole column, change all the numbers. It makes it a lot easier. And then you could add like the buyer or the seller, the buyer, whoever your client is. But Excel has a really good, way of doing that. So you don't have to keep retyping everything.
Yeah, I just did a pro forma. A pro forma is it's a test. It allows you to test. So in working with builders, builders want to see like a 35% margin. So I did the pro forma in Excel, and it's got formulas in it. And I just Google, if sometimes I know the formulas, but I can Google how to multiply two cells, or how to get a percentage of two cells, or how to subtract two cells.
Yeah.
So anyway, you can just Google. Google is my brain.
Yeah.
They got an Excel for dummies too that really simplifies it.
I love that.
But they do, yeah. But it's not hard once you get the formulas entered. It's really convenient. You can type any number and boom, it calculates it for you.
Yeah, that's excellent.
Thanks.
Good information. Does anybody have any questions or comments?
Yes.
Excited to call FSBOs.
Good. Go ahead, Antoine.
Mine is about a flyer that I'm trying to generate and have mailed out.
Mhm.
Since I live in an apartment complex, so today I realized I live around a bunch of possible buyers.
Right.
So I want to make one that is like renting versus owning. So I'm trying to figure out of what information, pertinent information that needs to be on there that kind of will have people engaged and wanting to. Go ahead.
No, you slowed down there. I wanted to make sure I heard everything.
Yeah, mine is, it's actually it's moving a little slow over here, and I don't know why.
Okay. Well, I would not reinvent the wheel. I would get with Shelter Mortgage. They already have professionally branded materials that they'll co-brand with you, renting versus buying. How much home can I afford? Those kinds of things. So I would definitely reach out to Kathy Vitale or Alec Jones and ask them if you can co-brand a flyer for renters. And they've already done it. They've already had it professionally done. So it'll save you a lot of time.
Okay, thank you.
Or you can, don't plagiarize it, but tweak it.
Yeah. Okay.
Anybody else have any questions? Anything that's on your minds?
Thanks for asking that, because I was wondering that same thing.
Oh, good. Yeah, that was good.
I had a question.
Okay.
What's the quickest way to weed out all the do not calls? Because it's just taking me forever. I'll go through like 10 people on the Vulcan,
And 7. Mm-hmm.
and then one of them will be like on the do not call, and then they don't answer. So
Yeah,
is there a
I've
way to
given-
do that, or?
I would Google that. I would Google
Okay.
that. And the only thing that comes to my mind is, you know how you brought this up in Excel, and I don't know how you would import all the contacts, but if you have the contacts and their phone numbers, or just import the phone numbers, you'd have to have both. And then import the do not call list and see if there's any duplicates, because there's a way to just find duplicate cells. But I don't know if that would take more time than not. I don't know if you can create a CSV from Vulcan or not.
Because I'm to the point where I'm just about to say F it and just call everybody.
No, don't do that. You don't want that fine for sure.
Yeah.
My goodness, then you'll say F it, no real estate. So
You would think that that would already be embedded in the system for Vulcan, that you could say, like, you would only be calling people on the do not, that are not on the do not call list.
yeah, let me
Well,
see.
And
I
the
would
thing
think
is,
it would
on
be, like,
Vulcan, it does
updated
say
daily
if
or
it's,
something.
oops, sorry. On Vulcan, it does say if it's DNC or not, but then the ones that don't say it on Vulcan, I've double checked with our call list, and it is on the DNC. So like I've had ones that say nothing on Vulcan, and then I just make sure on the one that Lee sends out, and it's on that one.
Phone numbers on Vulcan.
Question, Donnie, how do you get to Vulcan? I can't find the link.
That's what I was getting ready to ask.
Oh,
Like,
ask Bill or Candace. It's a PC group login. Everyone shares it.
Okay.
Um,
I'm assuming it's probably in that Google Drive resources page or something somewhere. I just feel like I'm looking for a needle in a haystack sometimes.
So just email Bill and tell him you'd like access to Vulcan
Okay.
7. There's a really good video on it if you go to the PC Productivity Coaching Week at a Glance, it's got a link to the YouTube drive, and there's a really good video on it from, I think, June. It was one of the ones Heather Fowler was using it, and she shared what she does.
It's in the YouTube link that's on the PC group.
Productivity Coaching Week at a Glance has links to just about everything.
Here, let me share my screen real quick.
Okay, hang on.
That's the problem I'm having. There's links to everything, and then I get all sidetracked and I'm off doing this and that, and I'm like, that's not even why I came on here.
So just think PC YouTube is for videos and the drive is for documents.
Vulcan. Oh,
Can I share my screen real quick? I'm gonna show you how to get there.
Yeah, I thought I gave you permission.
Oh, I haven't tried. Okay, here we go. Can you see that?
Yep.
yeah.
Okay, so all I did really is google.com, Vulcan 7 login, log into Vulcan 7. I have a bookmark, but that's how I just got to it. And it's already saved on my PC. And the username is Roswell PC. And the password, it doesn't let me show it.
I don't remember the password.
But
It's consultants with exclamation mark.
Oh, thank you.
Is what?
Consultant with an exclamation mark and no caps.
Oh,
Excellent.
consultant. Okay.
Consultants.
Okay.
yeah,
You
and
said
then you
all
logged in.
caps,
Look, probably all lowercase.
Yes, all lowercase.
all lowercase. Got it.
There you go. Okay. So there's all kinds of learning on there. Like if you go to Learn and Support up at the top on the right in the gray, there's information that you can, or there's training there.
Okay.
How do I unshare? Oh, stop share. There we go.
So where do you get the list of people to call?
It comes up in Vulcan, just like it just did when Donnie shared his screen.
You
I
go
would
to
click on
contacts.
contacts.
Okay, I see it. Yes. Okay.
And how do you call with your Google number instead of your cell phone number? You just get on Google, like get on the app and just start making the phone calls manually. It's not an auto dialer, right?
We don't have enough logins for it to be an auto dialer. It is an auto dialer, but we don't have enough logins for everyone to be using an auto dialer. There are people in the office that use an auto dialer called Mojo.
Okay.
And I haven't used it, so you'd have to do some research about that or talk to somebody who's using Mojo. And Heather Fowler, in that video, she may have been using Mojo.
So with this,
So,
you just call from our regular phone.
yeah, you call with your regular phone, but what they're gonna do is they're gonna give you every time you call somebody, it's gonna be a different. They're gonna give you a different number. They give you their own number, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So you're calling. It doesn't look like your phone number. Is that what you're saying, Larry?
Yeah. So say for instance, my phone number is 12345. Instead of 12345 showing up, they'll tell me, okay, dial 678, and then they 678 number will show up instead of my number. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. So again, I would go into, if that's something you're going to do, focus on, and I would say focusing on FSBOs and expireds. There's two thoughts about that. One is that, oh my gosh, it's scary to pick up that phone, but there's another thought that, hey, you really just want to help. And this is how I've helped so many people get over that fear of dialing. And that's that, were some of you on when Midley was on? Midley, who was talking, she was wanting to become an agent, and she's in real estate school right now, by the way. But her reasoning for wanting to become a real estate agent was because she had a really, really bad experience and she didn't want anybody else to go through that.
I remember hearing somebody's story like that.
Yeah, so she's stuck in her house now. She can't get out of it, and the HOA is horrible. And anyway, it was all around. She felt forced into buying the house, and anyway, but so she didn't want that to happen to anybody. So that's her why for becoming a real estate agent. She wants to make sure people have a good experience. So if you think about that this person could be with an agent who just only wants the commission check, and they don't care about them or care about helping them, or they won't do anything for them. They'll just put a sign on the yard and list them on FMLS. They won't prospect. They won't do anything extra. You can save them from that by picking up that phone. And then the other thing that I think is that they're strangers. So if they say no,
Who cares?
Yeah,
And
that's the
and the third thing I say is rejection is protection. I'm a Christian, and I feel like if some, now objection is not rejection. There's a difference. Objection is not rejection, but if it's true rejection, it's protection. And my thinking is that's God's way of keeping me out of somebody's life that's not his plan, or keeping them out of mine because it's not his plan. So that's the way I think of rejection as protection. And if somebody's just yelling and screaming, I probably am going to not want to work with them, because I wouldn't treat anybody, even if I'm irritated on the phone with somebody who's a solicitor, I wouldn't treat them like that. They're a human being doing a job, right? So, so just remember those things when you call. But most people are just going to be tired of the phone calls, and then you just have to figure out how you're going to differentiate yourself.
Yeah, and what helps me with it is just understanding that we basically say the candidates, they be tired of the phone calls. And dang, it was one more thing I forgot to say. Oh yeah, that we're complete strangers calling them. So as long as you know that you're not trying to be all salesy, and you're trying to, like Candace said, help them. It don't matter how they respond to you, because you're a complete stranger, but you trying to help them.
And another thing you can do, thank you, Larry, for that. And another thing that you can do is, for instance, you don't have to call recent expireds. You can call expireds for who haven't listed in maybe 6 months, for that very same reason, Lorinda, that you said, oh, I want to get some repairs done on my other house before I list this house. So they may have taken their home off the market. So you can go back into FMLS, and we've gone over a little bit, so I want to be respectful of your time, but I'll just quick show you this. You can go back in FMLS. Show me the screen here. And go to Matrix. There's probably a way to do this in Remind that's easier, but I'm old school, so I haven't learned all about Remind yet. I love Remind. People that use it love it. But I would go here to residential, And I would pick I would say expired or withdrawn. And I would do close because I want to see if they, I want to make sure that they didn't expire, relist it and close on it, right? So I don't want to be calling those people. And I might say City Alpharetta, or let's say Roswell, since that's our market center. And I'm going to go back. I want to go back to, maybe I want to go back February 1st. I clicked on over here. I want to go February 1st through August 31st. Those are older expireds. Okay, and I'm going to do that for all three of these. And what it's going to give me is, I'm not going to do that for all three of these, just for, well, okay, I will.
I talked you into it.
Yes, you did.
You said go to closed.
I want to do
or
withdrawn on the status. I want to go withdrawn, expired, and closed. And I'm just going to select a date range. And what did I do? August 31st? Just hold it down. Okay. Well, that one didn't take it. But anyway, you see what I'm doing. I go to this little thing and I'm going to go back here again. And just scroll the arrow. And this is how I find older ones. I'm going to go. Oops. Okay, so now I've got that range. So now I've got 4,000 matches. Oh Lord, let's just say price point of that's a lot of people I can call, right? But I want to look at the address. I'm going to sort by address because I want to see if they sold. So I can see these guys expired, but they didn't sell. This one expired twice. They expired 3 times. Did you see how I sorted by address? I just clicked on the word address. So this one expired. This one expired twice.
How do you know it expired twice? What shows?
Because I'm looking at the address. C580 is listed there. It expired,
Okay.
and right there again, it expired. And I can also look over here at the list dates. This was listed first in September of 2016 and then again in 2017. I must have done something really wonky with my date range as I'm going fast. But I'm trying to find one that closed, expired and closed.
I think we see what you mean though, because if there was one that was expired and then right below it was another one of the same address that was with a C saying it was closed, and we know that that's sold. We don't need to call them.
Exactly. Thank you for that, Lorinda. You just saved us a whole bunch of time. Okay, so, and you can just do 1 month, you could say, I'm going to look at March of this past year.
Yeah, that's really good. And then you could like to-do list a different month every day so that you're not hitting the same numbers. But now this way you have to cross the do not call list yourself.
You definitely do. Yeah. And it's a little more tedious, but you're not in as much competition.
True.
It's a different script. It's a different script. So you'd want to Google, because I don't know, we have it in our PC drive, but just Google script for older expired listings. Okay. The only 3 expired listings. I'd probably just have some questions around, hey, it's been a while since you had your home on the market, and I know you took it off and didn't relist, and I just was curious about if you're still thinking about selling, or if you were waiting, or what's going on with you, and if I can provide any value. Just that's what my call is about.
Nice. Hey Candace, are you still teaching tomorrow that remind thing you were talking about, or was that last week? You were asking me about the remind, sending out mailers.
Oh yeah, that's going to be next week.
Oh, that's
sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, Bill put something on. I think he put on something for think, do you want to teach that on a dual mastermind? Because that seems like that's easier for you to get on.
When's that? Like, oh, this?
Yeah, Monday nights at 6:45. So what Donnie's talking about is he taught himself how to create and send flyers from Remind.
I can show you real quick. It takes 2 seconds.
Everybody have
She
time for
wants to
that?
make a whole class out of it though.
I mean, okay.
I'm cool with that.
I can do a dual. Yeah, I can do. I can show you on a dual mastermind. It's really just it's simple, like a few clicks and.
Let's schedule that for Monday, this coming Monday then.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, because I know we're way over and I know you all have to have some time off.
Hungry.
So, all right, you're hungry, yes. All right. Any other questions before we go?
No, thank you, Candace.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
Thank you.
Yeah, Candace, I have one question. So you selected hold, withdrawn, and expired for that list you just did? The expired list you just pulled up. You chose expired, withdrawn, and hold?
No, I would probably just for the sake of, because so many came up, I would probably narrow my search to expireds and closed, because I want to just see if they did, and then I might do hold
What?
and closed, or not hold. I would probably
I don't
do,
see close. I don't see close. That's why I
it's
just
at the
see.
very
Oh, there
bottom.
it is. There it is. There it is. There it is.
At the
Cool.
very bottom.
Got it.
So I probably
Okay.
just focused on expireds and closed, and then maybe if you're having a slow time, go to withdrawns, and then scrub them against the whether they're closed or not, and also the do not call. So it's a little bit more preparation, but less competition.
Got it.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. And the biggest thing about scripts is read them and make them sound like you without varying too much, right? Keep the concept of the script, but just make the words be words that you can say that sound like you. And get a role play partner, a script partner. And don't forget to do the survey in the productivity coaching and ask for the systems, because you'll be glad when you did. Just email Bill about that. What else did he ask me to? 1 second. Yep, he said, please remind everybody about Vulcan 7.
Cat down. Oh.
Yep, he said, please remind everybody about Vulcan 7. So that was brought up naturally. And then I wanted to remind everybody about that survey that's in the email, and to ask Bill for the systems document, so that we can go over that in coaching, or you can go over with him in coaching. In the meantime, everybody have a great night. Thank you for being on. And if you have any questions, just give me a call. You know, you can reach me, and go out and create a big mess, and then we'll figure it out.
Thank you.
For your support.
All right,
Everybody.
Thank you. See y'all later.
See you guys.